Good morning. Happy Resurrection Sunday. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Diversity in Dermatology Conference in San Antonio, in Texas, as the social media chair. So it'll be a little bit of a different review than just someone who attends. We'll be doing an update on the DMV Dermatology MPPA group, DMPs of color, what we did this week, what we have coming up. Give you an update on the Melanin Initiative podcast. This is a big, huge life update. I have a few items and products I want to share as it relates to dermatology, skincare, my own health, and travel. And then I have some lighting. Actually, I'm going to set up my lighting while I talk to you guys so you can see how the lighting changes. And then what I have coming up this week. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Dr. Kimberly Madison, a doctorally prepared nurse practitioner, and I use all of social media to share my journey as a newish NP and budding entrepreneur, just like as a case study, because as you'll hear me say over and over, we don't learn everything in MP school, and we can't, right? It's really just there to help prepare us for boards and to give us like a foundation of our practice. And you can't learn everything in clinical orientation either, because it's a live environment where the priority is always going to be the patient. And so as the learner, as the clinician, you need outside resources, information, and communities to continue to grow both professionally and personally. And this is one way to do that, is for us to connect. And so that's what I do with this channel. This channel is for you if you want to be part of a community that has to do with academia, clinical practice, and entrepreneurship. So whether you're a student, you're a practitioner, you're aspiring, or you're a university or one of these industries or resources that support us, this is for you. Or you can share that content with those people who've already described. So yeah, let's get started. I hope you're doing well. It's been about, I think, 2 weeks since my last video. I thought I was going to have time to film before the conference, but I ended up having to get ready for the conference. And man, have I learned a lot about just like preparation. And so, yeah, so the weekend before, I waited till the last minute to buy all my clothes. And I realized the last time I went shopping was last year for the conference, because as a traveler, I really didn't have to buy that many things. I think I talked about it before, that my a colleague of mine who had started traveling before I did said that she really didn't, that she had overpacked and all she really needed were scrubs and like workout clothes. And that was my case too. And even though I don't travel anymore physically, although I do kind of still travel quite a bit, I haven't gotten out of that mindset of like not buying too many things, because I know I'm going to move again. I just don't know if it's this year or next year. And so I'm kind of hesitant to buy a lot of things, because moving is already enough. And if I can make it a little bit easier by not having as many things to worry about, that would be great. I'm just looking at these changes on my leg. And like I wanted to, like I'm really the plant lady, and normally I have a lot of plants. And when I left to travel, the first year when I traveled, I kept my apartment, I kept everything the same. And so my mom would come over and like take care of all my plants. And some of them died. And then when I gave up my apartment, I had to find new homes for all my plants. And so I just don't want to have to go through that. And even just moving plants is its own thing. And so I've put a hold on new plants, which is kind of sad, because I really do love having lots of plants around. So the next time I move, I'll be settling. And so I want to wait till then, really. So anyway, that was that. So I did do so anyway, that took up all my time shopping to prepare for the trip, and then trying to see as many patients as I could before I got on a plane. So let's talk about some of the things in terms of packing and preparing, because normally I don't do carry-on. I had a bad experience, which I think I talked about last time, about my bag not arriving with me. And so I very rarely will check baggage. And so I knew there was going to be a bunch of skincare. So I did buy a bag for that. And actually, I really love this bag. I think for me, it's like a perfect weekender. And this week has been so busy, I even haven't unpacked yet. I'm going to do that today. I have a lot of things to do today. So I figured I'll do this video before I get into all that. But anyway, this is packed because yesterday we did filming for the podcast, which we'll get into. But anyway, it's just the perfect size. I thought it would be great for skincare, and not just this trip, but in general, because that's always a challenge to try to take everything with me on a trip. And this, I think this will work. Plus, it matches the suitcase I already have, so I really loved it. This is by Vera Bradley. So yeah, it's got, and even I think I still even have the little tag in here. That's how busy I am. And so yeah, it has a cute little pocket in the front and another one. So really good. You can stick, some little products in there, and there's even some pockets in the back here. But I think, these are actual real pockets. But I wonder if you can get a yoga mat here because it goes all the way through. Like, I couldn't get my yoga mat because it's a little thicker than that, but there are some actual pockets here. So like that would have been great for like my phone or something. I didn't get a water bottle on the side. And yeah. And these are detachable, the straps. It was like maybe 120 or something. It wasn't like 200. I have all my goodies in here from yesterday, but let's just cover this up. So yeah, it's a good little size. So yeah, I'll definitely be getting a lot of use out of it. So I purchased this for skincare. That was the idea, and I did kind of use it. But I was also, since I'm the social media chair for diversity and dermatology, I had a lot of equipment I wanted to bring. So I had my Sony camera, my ZB-1F, which I've already done a review on, and I'll put that link in the description box. I think I just called it my Sony ZB-1F review. But yeah, so I had this. I knew I wanted to use this, and I'm so glad I had already been playing with this for this channel, because it came in handy both for the conference and yesterday when we were filming for season 3 of the podcast. I also brought my iPad, which I've had for I think almost 2 years, and I hadn't used it yet. I was really saving it to just use for my practice with patients. So that's primarily why I hadn't used it. And so yeah, so the first day I used this to take a bunch of pictures. And that's when we were just in the conference. So that was convenient. I wasn't crazy about the quality. Now, some of that might have to do with the fact that I'm really an Android girl. So that's part of it. And so I only used this for day 1, and then I switched to the camera, which actually worked out much better. Not only were the quality of the pictures better, but of course, just logistically, it was easier to take around, especially once we did start going to other places. And so in my reviews before, I never remember what this is called. So some people call this a dead cat, and then other people call it win something. I still don't remember. I heard the dead cat thing so many times this week because I was reviewing for microphones. I wanted to get us some wireless mics, which I ended up not doing. So so Sunday I got back here at like, I guess midnight, but my phone was still an hour behind. And so I ended up going to bed at 1:00. And I recently changed my schedules on Monday to be like my heaviest day of the week. I won't do that. So next year I will take off Monday after the conference. And basically all week I just been running. So before the conference, I was running to get ready and to get as much done as I could. And then since I came back, it's been the same. So Monday was a heavy day because I see a lot of patients. And on Tuesday, I switched it also so I could see a lot of patients. So that as the week goes on, it gets lighter, so that on Friday, if I have any patients, maybe it just takes me an hour. So that's the goal. So I haven't really gotten a lot of sleep. And so one thing I want to do differently next year is not work on Monday. And I might take off. So the conference typically starts on a Thursday. I got there that Wednesday night. I think I'm not even going to work Wednesday because I want to definitely have time on my schedule to like see the city. Because I was able to walk one morning on the river walk. And then that Sunday, I had about 2 hours to see 3 places: the Mexican market, the Alamo, and the Voodoo Donuts, which is my favorite donut shop in Texas. But they started in Colorado. I want to say Denver. So I love to go there when I can. So anyway, in terms of my equipment, I bought this bag from Marshall's or Ross. The bag itself is great quality, right? And I love that you can wear it as a book bag, but you can also just like carry it, like a briefcase. But it didn't. And even though I know I bought it, and it could technically match my other bag, um, which is like floral. It's another Vera Bradley. I don't know. After I saw the gray bag, it wasn't. I just didn't think it was gonna fit. And he just literally ripped up my receipt. Oh my goodness! I wanted to take that bag. Now I wish I would have put my email in. Oh man. Ah, that just really happened. Hold on. Oh man. I wonder if they can. Can I say my dog ate my receipt? Oh, guys. You all. Oh man. Oh, the little barcode. Anyway, I don't even know what to say. Any of all the things he could have chewed on. So anyway, what I loved about it, I'm just gonna move on. Yeah, I just love that I could put like all my equipment in here, and I still really need to figure out how to manage that. Um, so yeah, it's really nice and spacious. Obviously, I don't know if I'm going to be keeping it, so I just want to kind of keep it together. So it's a really nice bag, and now that I'm sitting here with the Vera Brad with the floral bag, I guess it's not terrible because you know what? I wasn't going to take like as far as my bag that I was going to carry. This was going to be it throughout the conference, and I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. So I'm still trying to decide. So yeah, if you have some suggestions on what you do to both be functional, keep everything in one piece, but also maybe a little stylish, I would love that. So lately, I would say in the last month or two, I've met a lot of other clinicians who have helped run their social media for the organizations that they work with. And then there's been some common themes that I relate to that they've learned. One is how much you learn through social media. Again, I'm just going to keep reiterating that there's so much more to social media than just like posting what we eat or where we travel, work out, particularly when it comes to like marketing, but also just like information, particularly like these health organizations, professional organizations, the content we share, especially if you're new to like a specialty like derm, what you get exposed to in terms of like what the foundation is, the trends, research, business, industry. Like really, I just can't stress enough how much there is to learn. And when I talk to other people who have run social media platforms, I just feel even more confident in saying that because they reiterate the same thing. And so yeah, so now I'm getting into the equipment space. And so now my collection's starting to grow and I need a way to carry it all. So actually, you know what? This bag might still be great if it was a different color. And I wasn't sure if it was going to fit under the seat either, which I guess it could have. And then I could have propped my feet up on it. So anyway, we're still deciding. I like the bag. I'm not sure about the color. We'll see. We'll see. It's actually a great work bag, though. Yeah, it's a nice bag. So it's also, if I just had like a one-way trip too, this would be nice too. I love book bags. It's especially in the last, I guess, once I became a traveler, and I was doing everything on my feet because I didn't take my car with me, as I've mentioned before. I just love book bags. They're like my favorite. So yeah, now I'm looking at it again. I kind of like it again. So yeah, I just didn't take it because it just seemed kind of bulky to be carrying around at the conference, but especially like with a dress and stuff on. So I'm still trying to figure that part out. So we'll see what we come up with. Whew. So I ended up taking everything on the camera, and actually had more than enough storage. I don't know what size this memory card is. The thing that wasn't so great was trying to upload everything because I was on the hotel Wi-Fi. That thing was so slow. It took me hours just to upload like the day's content. And so a couple things I learned. One, I need more ways to, I need to have backup everything. Even though I didn't run out, I think it would be great to have backup everything. More cords. And someone was there that had like, I want to call it like a mini generator. So she was able to plug up wherever she was. She didn't have to sit close to an outlet. So I need that too. And now that I have all these ideas, today the plan is to put down all these ideas that I have right now, so that next year, I'll be better prepared and while it's still fresh in my mind. So all the equipment stuff, I'll update like how I want to be organized, how I want to capture social media content like each day, like group shots, especially for all the leaders, getting testimonials every day, like stuff like that. So I'm going to put a little calendar together and schedule for myself. So yeah, those are some of the things I've been thinking about. And yeah, I was trying to get this out. I think there's an easy way to do this. Let's see. That's the battery. Okay, so this is it doesn't even say. Yeah, I don't even know what size card this is. Or memory card. But I think it would be good to have more than one. And so yesterday what I did was I have like this did I bring it? I didn't bring it over here. Just like I don't even know what to call it, like a heavy duty storage thing, like an external drive. And so I uploaded all the videos on here. So all the videos are gone. I just need to upload the rest of the pictures. So then this will be empty, and then I'll have. So now I just have a file for this year's conference of footage, and yeah. So then I'll use it right now, like I'm making reels right now. But then also throughout the year, I'll have images that we can use, and I won't have to really rely on stock photos, which I'm happy about. Also going to be starting to explore some other software when it comes to creating content and marketing. So super excited about that. I think that's going to be so helpful, really for everything that I'm doing. Which can't really overemphasize enough the importance of marketing. Speaking of which, I have a new book, and I'll have to put that in the thing too. Let me just make these notes for myself. So I said I was going to link my review of the camera. My newest book, I'll put that too. Okay. So the book is actually, it's not by Steve Jobs, but it is about him. Someone else wrote it, and I have the audiobook version. I use Audible. Well, so actually, my preferred one is Barnes and Noble, their Nook app. That's my preferred one. But for some reason, they don't have all the books, and so I started wondering, like, I've been coming across that more often, that they don't have all the books, at least the audio version. And I'm wondering if Audible has some kind of like contract or agreement with authors now, which I wouldn't be surprised, because they have to continue to innovate and grow, and so they have to come up with new strategies, and this could definitely be one of them. I avoided Audible for a long time, but yeah, they got me. So the latest one is it's called The Innovation Secrets of Steve Jobs by this guy named, I want to say, Carmine Gallo. And so I just started it. I'm on chapter 1 still. But yeah, that's my latest book. And since I talked to you all last, I've been learning more about like email deliverability. That's actually a term. So that's so that your email actually gets delivered to your target and doesn't end up in spam or promotions. There's like it's a whole science. It's not too complicated, but it is a lot to learn. Okay, so what else from the? Oh, let's do a little bit of merch. So we had a few things that we could pass out to attendees, and so I didn't bring the newest one in here, I don't think. But last year we had pink pins, so beautiful, and it still looks great. This year they were black with gold font, super sleek and sexy. And then we had like your standard tote conference to it with our logo and sponsor logo. And then we had these cute little bags, which I have to be honest, even though I had 3 bags, my large bag, my carry-on like shoulder, and then the whatever this one's called that you pay for that I can't remember that I just talked about. So then when I got another bag, it was like, really? But this was perfect because of the size. So everything I wanted to do with that brown bag, this was really perfect. And you know what? I never did put my laptop in here. I need to see if well, now I'm using it. If my laptop fits in here, this would be the perfect size for like to walk around at the conference because this tablet fits in there. Although I wouldn't take the tab. Well, I don't know. I just felt like I needed to have everything, which ended up being really heavy. But yeah, and that's so you see this laptop's too big, but just for walking around the conference. So yeah, this would work. Just having this walking around, the camera, the iPad, some cords. This size could be perfect for that. Because then I could just leave my big laptop in the room if I want to do work later. Although that never happens because conference days are very long, not just for attendees in a way, but even more so when you're working the conference. So in the back was a really great big pocket here, 2 pockets on the side. Now that I'm talking to you all, this is actually a really great size. A pocket in the front, and I put our little booklet in here. Okay. And then, for the Achieve program, which is our online didactic program for NPs and PAs in their first 3 years of dermatology practice to help build our medical derm foundation. It alternates between live in-person, live synchronous meetings to on-demand videos where you get lectures by dermatologists, and then it alternates with mentorship sessions with the mentors. I think all the mentors are NPs, PAs, and all the faculty are dermatologists, if I remember correctly. But all of those of us who complete the program get this pin. And so I was in the 2023 cohort. That's an application that you just go online and fill out. I'll put that in the description box as well. So that's cute. Oh, I should have brought my other merch in here. Well, we'll do that another time. So because I was so busy working, I didn't, and there's another big pocket in here. So I ended up putting all my skincare in here, and then I folded this and put it in the gray bag. So yeah, I didn't get as much as I had wanted, although I don't, because I have sensitive skin, I don't try a ton of different products, but I do like to be the dermatology Santa and give out products and say, oh, look what I brought for you. So I do like that. Anyway, so we have which I've talked about multiple times, but I never have it when I'm talking about it, which is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. And so I have used, right now I'm not using it. I'm using the Naturium plant-based moisturizer. So when I was at the conference, my skin was super dry. My face was dry. I know it would be peeling by the end of the day. And then my neck was really dry, and it was a little irritated because I had on the lanyard and it was like rubbing. And every day I said, I don't need to wear this anymore if I'm going, since I'm having these problems, since I have this atopic dermatitis on my neck. But of course I still wore it. But all week since I've been back, I haven't had any problems. My skin's been great. But sometimes I use this, but lately I'm trying to just stick with one thing and be consistent. So that will be a gift. And then they have this Hydro Boost. This will be my first time doing one of those. Okay. So this is their Hydro Boost Hyaluronic Acid Moisturizer with, I think I said I was going to keep this one because it has 50 SPF. SPF 50. I don't know. It's not, it's not 100% mineral. But you know what I like to do with these particular products? I like to use them on my body. And with summer coming up, yeah, I'll probably keep this one for myself too. And what I love about all the ones I'm going to show you, I think it was intentional, but don't quote me on that. Um, is that they're all like sheer, or at least, that seems to be the emphasis. I'm thinking it's because it was kind of a, you know, skin of color diversity conference that they wanted to emphasize that, but they all say that. So I'm gonna use this one. So that's mine. And then let's see, we have some CeraVe's Hydrating Mineral Sunscreen. This is their face sheer with SPF of 30, suitable for sensitive skin. Blends seamlessly into skin with a lightweight, non-greasy feel. That'll be a gift for someone. I should have brought this to the girls yesterday. I just wasn't sure what I wanted to keep, so I wasn't too sure. But yeah, so yesterday we filmed 4 episodes. We were supposed to film 5, but we didn't. And so we'll finish off filming season 3 in another month. And when that happens, our cousin, Kelsey Wilson, who's one of our, she's our trauma therapist who comes back every season. She's going to come and film in person. Be the first time that we all film in person. And so, yeah, I'll bring some goodies because she likes to hike and stuff too. We're supposed to go hiking. But yeah. So I know that she's probably, I don't have to convince her to wear sunscreen. That's the point. Sometimes I'm still convincing people the importance of wearing sunscreen all year long, indoors and out. So this is their hydrating sheer sunscreen. This is SPF 30, face and body. Also suitable for sensitive skin, water resistant up to 80 minutes. Did I say hybrid? Oh yeah, it's their hybrid formula. So you can see the lighting is going to definitely get better here in a second once I hook it all up. Oh, now these I'm definitely keeping, and I'm super excited to try them. So this is Isden's. I don't know if I want to butcher this name. Irrifutana actinica. Ultralight emulsion, broad spectrum 50 plus, SPF 50 plus, designed for actinic damage. Sunscreen with DNA reparasomes. That's registered. Trademark, and antioxidants, 40 minutes water resistant, 100% mineral. Zinc oxide is 11%. So yeah, this is Isden. We love Isden because it can actually reverse sun damage. So love this one. I should try it since I'm talking to y'all. And then this is their, this is like a brightening serum by Isden as well. Melaclear Advanced corrects and brightens even skin tone with tranexamic acid, niacinamide, and spot corrector complex. I won't use it because I'm still using my compounds, but I will give it to, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll give this to the girl I'm working with because I just started talking to her about skincare. I don't know if anyone will really appreciate it as much as I would. She's kind of new to skincare, and she says she's pretty lazy. So I don't know. I might save this for my love bug so I can really follow his progress. Let's see. Oh, look. So it's like a gel. Yeah. So yeah, I'll save that for him. Give him that one. But I'm keeping this one. So I'm still using, what is it called? Coats. They're richly tinted. I don't know if I talked about it on here. So they used to have a lightly tinted, richly tinted. And I used to wear the tinted one and it blended fine. But I haven't had any luck finding it. I used to buy it at Ulta and Amazon. And I can't remember if I went back. I think I went on their website to see for sure. I don't think they carry the middle one anymore. I think it's just light or rich. The problem with the rich one, it blends beautifully. I think it's lovely. It gives me a really great complexion. And it's not like super coverage, just like a little bit, but I still love it. The thing is, it just turns my white collar. It really stains it. And so I went online and saw you can use white vinegar, to help kind of lift it. And it has helped. And I still put like a little bleach in the water too. So this is 11% also. Let's use the other hand. Kind of liquidy. So that's the only thing I don't like about that particular sunscreen is how it stains my clothes. And I'm thinking about maybe I'll just get a black lab coat. So that's really nice finish. I like that a lot. I'm gonna use this one for sure. Yeah. So love this one. Thank you, Isden. So yeah, I don't need to put those boxes back together. And so we'll just put everything. Oh yeah, and then I got 3 bottles of my favorite La Roche triple repair moisturizer, and it has the eczema foundation approval label on it. And actually, like all my products back there that I use have that label. So yeah, and there were 2 more pockets in here too. So you have the 2 pockets here, and then another big pocket there, and then the main pocket. So yeah, it was perfect size, and so many people were using their bag, which is so nice to see. So I took mine to rodeo night, and then even when we had our masquerade mystery dinner, I used it too, which in my thumbnail you can see. So the first night we had the Mexican reception in the evening. Of course, so the first session usually starts at 7:30, and then you go into alternation of lectures and then product theaters, whereas when you have the speaker talk about a new, or it doesn't necessarily have to be new, but they're talking about a particular drug, and they're speaking on behalf of that company. And so there's certain guidelines that they have to follow when they give that presentation. And so, yeah, that was fun. And then there's a break for lunch. We had breakfast, lunch, and then for Thursday, the first day was the Mexican reception. We had a mariachi band, food and drinks, and that was fun. And so I didn't. So we didn't leave the hotel, so I didn't need to use the bag then. But on Friday, same thing. Started at 7:30. I think that's when I went to the gym on Friday. And then that evening, same thing with the product theaters and the lectures, and then our exhibit hall opened. So that's when you have like all the different products. They have booths and tables and products, and that's when we started our Mexican Lotteria. So we had these cards, which I should have brought in here. Yeah, I think it's in the back. And everybody played a game. It was really fun and engaging. And then that Friday night we went to the rodeo. So I did take the bag then. And then that was super fun at Pedroti's Ranch. And it was closed down just for us. And again, we had food and drinks and dinner. Not a lot of vegan options for the dinner, but the other part of the conference, I was well fed, which was great. It is Texas, by the way, meat and potatoes. So, but still, even I travel to Texas a lot, and actually there are a lot of vegan plant-based restaurants. So I've been to worse, harder places to find food. So I was really happy with it. I would give it a 95 out of 100. So yeah, at the ranch we had like bull riding, barrel racing. Yeah, they just put on like a show for us, which was really fun. And I think most people, especially like in my community, wouldn't even think of doing that unless they grew up in that environment. But like everyone just thought it was so fun, myself included. And it was just so fun. And we had line dancing. And at first I wasn't gonna get up, but of course I needed to take pictures. And once I was up, it was just like, yeah, I'm dancing too. I don't want to say I was here and I watched everyone have fun. And so it was so fun. The last time I did line dancing was like in some grade school when we had just like for PE. And I had my cowboy boots, which I should have brought in here too. A lot of people had their cowboy boots, and then we passed out these hats that glow, or yeah, they light up. The baby is wants to be heard. So yeah, we had our hats, our boots, music, dancing, lots of pictures, which we're sharing on our platform. We had the pink phone booth, which was perfect for all our Instagram and TikTok content. Okay, so let's get into, let me start putting these lights together so you can see the difference as we start to wrap up. So is that all for the conference? So yeah, so for our dinner, I can't remember the name of the place we went to, but it's a really nice place. And we had our mystery dinner. And so someone during the dinner dies, and we all had our little mask, which you can see in my thumbnail. And you had to find the suspects, and each table was their own group, and they had to, there was like a script, so you got some information, but then you had to go and talk to people to gather more information. Hey, thank you. You had to talk to other people to gather more information. Okay, now I know he's just trying to get my attention. Here, let's give you something to do. So yeah, it was so fun, and everybody really got into it, which was really fun, myself included. So yeah, these are the lights that we use. I can't remember. I think I've done a haul on this. The great video maker lights. So I'm just gonna put these together, and you'll see how they come to life, or how the room, the lighting comes back. And they're super easy to pack and travel with. And so I just put them in my suitcase with a towel just to keep them from like sliding around. But yeah, that's it. And then you open them. The hardest part is probably just undoing all this part, but it just slides down. I'll show you in a second. But yeah, see, this opens up like this. And then on the back, there's different settings for intensity, as well as from going to like white to yellow lighting. And I mentioned before that I switched to the like yellow lighting, like the warm lighting. And the girls yesterday, they also liked it. And so that's my preferred one at the moment. I still want to learn how to do, I don't know if it's called color correct. I don't know what it's called. I'm going to call it color correcting for now. But it's like a little palette, and it has all these different colors. And you hold it up, and I guess the software tells you the settings to put. But we also had headshots at the conference. And so the lady who was doing it, she had one of those. And she told me that that only certain software uses it. So it's really pointless to make that purchase. I don't know how much it is if you don't have the software that's going to use it. So that was good to know, actually, because, well, I probably would have watched some videos and maybe they would have mentioned it. I don't know. So yeah, this just slides down. I usually keep one at the highest height, and then I usually keep one at the lowest light, because these just stay open here at my home studio. So yeah. And so just kind of getting it to so like when I'm down sitting filming, I like to have it at this height. So yeah, the mystery dinner was super fun, and I had really good food there too. I want to say like cauliflower and stuff. And they even had chocolate cake, which was amazing. Oh, I wonder if that one goes up too. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this goes really tall. Oh wow. I didn't know that. Okay, so I think that's the conference. And then Sunday we had more of the same, more presentations. And we even had, oh, look at this. Our big win prize. So every day people won prizes, multiple prizes, and then Sunday was the big one. We had some really great prizes. So if you're watching this and you attended, or you want to attend next year, we would like to hear from you on both the swag, right? So this is considered swag, DID swag, what you would like to see, as well as like all the raffle prizes. So people have been starting to give us feedback, which is great. So keep it coming. Obviously, if you're watching this and it's almost time for the 2025 one, we'd have to table that for the following year. So yeah, so that's slide number 1. And yeah, so the main things for me is, like I mentioned, putting together a schedule and a calendar for how I want to do content. I already have one for the year. It's in my head. So I'm going to put it together on my computer. So I actually have it. I already started writing out one, but I'm going to kind of tweak it and finalize it. I don't know why he keeps bothering me. Okay, what else? So then this week, DMP. So during the conference, we also announced our new strategic partnerships with PAs for Latino Health. Let me put everybody's links in the bottom. And DMPs of Color, they both sent representatives. For PAs for Latino Health, they sent the current president, Paula Gonzalez. She's been a PA, I want to say 20 years, primarily in oncology. And we have a lot of similar missions. Well, our mission and vision are in alignment. And so a big thing she is focused on is increasing diversity in amongst physician associates, but also and they have a lot of resources for pre-PA and PA students, which I absolutely love. I've already referred people to them, both in and outside of those who are interested in PAs, just because of the rich number of resources they have for Latino students. I think they're really at the top. I mean, I don't know all the organizations that exist, but for me, I think what they're doing is awesome. And I want to say she said they have 20,000 members now. Don't quote me on that. But yeah. And then for DMPs of Color, Dr. Michael Williams, originally from New York, now resides in Austin, and Paula's out in Houston. So yeah, he came and represented for them. And I've already done a review of DMPs of Color on my channel, which I did during Vlogmas. So make sure you go back and see that. What is this? Oh, I'm talking so long. Oh, you guys should have stopped. You all should have stopped me. Oh, you know what I should do now? I should keep track of when I'm saying something, like the time, so then I can put the card in there. That's a note to myself. So yeah, if you're new to this channel, I talk about what I'm learning about social media as I'm learning it. And so that's why I'm even doing these lights with you, so that you can see the difference in the lighting. And it's not a necessity to have lights, but like I talk about on my Instagram page, if you want to up your social media game. So my idea is that each season for the podcast, that we just, I invest in something else. So kind of just like one step at a time. So originally we bought our mics, which I totally forgot to bring my mic yesterday, but it didn't matter because before that, this mic is a USB. And I have to see if there's another connection for it. Ooh, that might be even cheaper. So anyway, the mic that we normally use, this was like a $50 kit off Amazon, and it has everything. So it has the arm here, which you can kind of see, the mic, and I think this is called a breath screen, so that when you're talking and breathing, you don't hear the. So this is always out. I'm always ready to film, and so because it's always out, I forgot, and I went to the studio yesterday and I didn't even take it. But I also forgot that now that we use the camera to film, it almost is irrelevant. And so I had originally wanted to purchase. So for season 1, I purchased those mics. For season 2, I bought this lighting. So now it's season 3, and I wanted to invest in some wireless mics. And I've been reviewing different mics, but of course, with everything going on with the conference and getting settled back down and back into the routine, I just didn't have enough time to feel confident about my purchase. And then I would still have to do other things. Like I still needed to clean, and I wanted to decorate and have more a different background this time. And so that's how we ended up at the studio. I was like, they have everything. Let's just go there. And so it was a great experience. And so I'd already learned a few things from that experience. I still want to get the mics. That's a must. And so I'm kind of nervous about the audio from yesterday because it wasn't perfect. And then somebody was next door playing music, which is crazy. So we'll see how that turns out. But the setup that we had was like this table, and it was actually three or four pieces that were just kind of like triangles, and you kind of just fit them next to each other. But I love the configuration of like the half circle amongst the three of us, kind of like a news reporter, like anchor stand. And so I'm thinking, because I haven't done anything to this dining room, and I don't really need to actually. So, I always talk about how my life is untraditional. Even my homes have always been that way. For the longest, this might be my first home, not counting as a traveler because that doesn't count. Where I didn't have a desk in the living room. For years, I always had my desk in the living room, mostly because of the lighting. And it's like, for me, it's like I spend so much of my time studying that if I stayed in an office, I would never utilize the rest of the house. And so typically I would have my study space in the living room. So now I'm not studying as a student, I just study as a clinician, an entrepreneur. And so I haven't done anything to the dining space. I thought about getting a dining table that I would use as a filming space, but after yesterday, I'm kind of thinking about creating my so I have a whole extra room in the back. It's kind of dark, but with this lighting, maybe it wouldn't matter. I'm not 100% sure if I want to use that space for the studio. So anyway, I could either use that room, which is kind of a storage space at the moment, or I could set up something here because look at all this amazing lighting. And I like that idea a lot. And for me, it works because it's my house. I can do what I want. So within the next month, either I'll set this up or the other room, or we'll go back to the studio. I don't know if I want to go back to that studio. It was a little pricey. We found it on Peerspace, which I'll put the link in the description box. I think it will give you like a discount. It's beautiful space. They have 2 rooms actually, and even their front like lobby was cute enough to take pictures. So they have the lobby. There was another room for just kind of like a photo shoot. Then there was like a really cute white setup, like 2 chairs, a table. You can set up 2 mics. A lot of the spaces I looked at were like kind of the starting point was 2 people. And so that's been challenging, even trying to figure out like the wireless mic setup when you have like more than 2 people. And so typically it would be 3 of us, but like I said, Kelsey's going to come, so there will sometimes be 4. And so that's taken a little bit longer to review products and setups also. But I have narrowed it down to 2 in terms of like a starting point. If I decide to just like do the real investment and get the Rode mics, which is what I would love to do, we'll see. I haven't looked at their 4 setup yet, their 4 configuration or 4 channel wireless mic setup yet, but that would be the goal. So anyway, the lights are together. Let me plug them in. So yeah, so that's studio. So in addition to the space itself, there was a cleaning fee. So just like Airbnb, really. So yeah, if you don't even know what Peerspace is, it's very much like Airbnb, where people rent out spaces for, it could be a billion things, filming, podcasting, events. There's like a whole list of things, but people rent out their movies. And so like they had a studio that they rent out, but people use their home. It could just be like their entire home. Maybe you just need a home that you want to film in. Some people make them look aesthetically pleasing, like really beautiful. Some people just will rent out a room. Most people charge by the hour. There's sometimes it's a minimum. So like that one was a minimum of 4 hours, which is what we needed. Some places are just 1 hour minimums. Yeah, so Peerspace. It's a great house hack. So yeah, if you have a space in your, like me, I have this space I'm not using, but I haven't done anything to it. Some people do want a blank canvas so they can do what they want, and some people want something that's ready to go, which was our case. So that's what Peerspace is, if you didn't know. But it's really cool. And so the prices really vary from like maybe $30, $35 might have been the cheapest I saw. Like you can even rent out a place. One of the places I looked at was like an apartment clubhouse. So like they had the pool table, the kitchen, seating, tables and chairs. So that was an option. Other places just do like cute kind of one person office setups. So that's a really small space that you really need because you're only going to capture so much in the frame. But the background's really nice. What you will get in the frame is really aesthetically pleasing. And then some of them were just kind of like your regular office setup. Because you don't really know what people's needs are. Maybe they just need a space. And so I have a virtual office for my business, and one of the perks of that is that you can rent physical office space anywhere that they have an office, and they have offices like everywhere around, throughout the country. So I started there. I was like, let me use my benefits. But on the week, and the prices were great. But on the weekend, because they're only open Monday through Friday, there's extra fees. And so you had to pay to have a staff member there, which alone I want to say was like $800 for 4 hours. And then I think another fee was for HVAC. And I don't know if she mentioned security, because once she mentioned that $800, I was like, I stopped listening. But that was an option. I also thought about just renting a hotel suite. That could have been really nice too. That was another thing I thought about. But yeah, by the next one, I really liked the studio. That kind of spoiled me a little bit. I don't know how the other girls feel, but not the price. The price didn't spoil me. So, and especially if we're gonna, I film all the time. So yeah, gonna make that change. So yeah, this week we also had a meeting with DMPs of Color. It was our member orientation, which and at the surface, I thought, why do we need to members only orientation? I was like, why do we need to be oriented? We're already members. But you know what? She answered that meeting answered my question, because I learned so much. Some things you hear all the time, but it doesn't hurt to hear them again. Because then it's fresh on your mind, especially the language, like how you want to actually describe things, how the things you want to point out, especially coming off the conference. Some of that stuff, it's like, oh, I wish I would have known that right before the conference, because we let Paula and Michael talk about both organizations so that people could learn more about them. And while I have my little spiel, it's always good to hear from the founder on their mission and vision. And the language they use, because it would have been really nice to hit those key points to let people know, to catch their attention and say, oh, this might be something you're interested in. So it was just all this stuff we have coming up. We have our conference in Pittsburgh. I think it's definitely Pennsylvania. No, not Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. All of our committees, so there's social media, the research one, that's what I'm into. So we're going to have a journal. And we have all these events coming up, lots of events. We have our Glued Up app, which is our premier location for communication and networking, where you can share your business cards, your digital business cards on there. Yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. I don't know how much I can share. But yeah, we have our mentorship to publication, of course. So that's exciting. Always looking to mentor the next generation. So see, look at that. Look how beautiful that lighting is. That's the yellow lighting. The other one, I don't even think you'll see because it's so high up. But yeah, right here at the end, you get to see the lighting. So yeah, I think that's most of my haul that I wanted to share. Oh yeah, I do use a tripod. And so this tripod, it has another component that goes in here. And so I'll hook my phone on here. That's primarily how I shoot my Instagram videos. But for filming yesterday, and typically I put it on the other way, but you get the point. Let's see. Voila. And you know what I forgot yesterday? When we were filming, I didn't even flip this around so we could see ourselves on the other side, because I'm so used to doing it myself, or being on the other side, that I completely forgot that it could flip around. But the one thing I think it helped us with is it helped us to stay focused on the camera, because when you can see yourself, you have a tendency to look over there. And I know as a viewer, I find it a little bit distracting. I'm kind of just like, what are you looking at? And it does take a while to get used to just focus on the little green light or red light or whatever you're looking at, as opposed to yourself. So I'm sure you've seen me multiple times looking at myself, and it doesn't hurt to look at yourself and make sure you don't have lipstick on your teeth or whatever. But for the most part, you want to always be looking at your audience so they feel like you're talking right to them. So yeah, so this was our setup yesterday. And I love this because it fits really nicely in my suitcase. And I bought this off of Amazon too, this tripod. And and it's so silly now, it seems minimal, but I did look at reviews for this too. I think I looked at reviews for this. But it's not really that necessary. And it has a lot of cool features. Like it has this little hook that you can hook like equipment bag stuff, and it has the leveler, make sure you're level. And yeah, you can add other little attachments, and so it's pretty lightweight. So yeah, that's the lighting. And yeah, the other thing, oh man, since I've been back, the pollen is killing me, right? And so for years I've been using a neti pot, and I'm long overdue for just buying a nasal lavage, like a permanent one. So my brother was sick and he was asking me questions, he had some congestion. So of course I told him to use the neti pot. That's always what I tell everybody. And then it had dawned on me after scratching my eyeballs out all week, like I should probably do something about this. So I just went ahead and bought this. This is for cleaning out, doing nasal washes. It comes with this pair of nasal cushions, and this just plugs right in here. It just arrived yesterday, so I haven't put it together, but I'm about to use it. And then you fill it up with distilled water. I use distilled water. There are very specific instructions on what kind of water you can use. And you put your salt pads in here because salt attracts water, right? And so since all that stuffiness and congestion is typically a result of inflammation, extra fluid buildup, this helps to decrease that fluid buildup, decreases the congestion, decreases the pressure, the headache, the stuffiness. And so yeah, this goes in here. Yeah, I think it should probably go like that, right? So that will go like that. And then my dad has one of these, so I've seen this before. And and it has batteries too. Let's just do this. But yeah, usually I buy the disposable one. I feel like I have to do something for that to open. And that one you have to replace every 90 days. So I've bought so many of them because I typically don't even, I'll use it like two or three, like really twice. And then I feel better. So I never end up using it again within that 90 days. So I've definitely wasted money. But yeah, you put your batteries in here, and this is detachable. And actually, I think, yeah, this part is too. So you can clean everything really easily. And that's what this little brush is for too, for cleaning. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to get into. And yeah, I think that's it. That's more than enough. We're at 60 minutes. So let's see. I wrote my little notes to make sure I don't forget anything. So yeah, in the description box will also be the link to my Etsy shop, the Virtual Preceptor Co., where I have my two the current available ebooks on mentorship and how to be a nurse. I'm currently writing my next one, which is about dermatology. I'm so excited about that one. I don't know when it'll be available. I would love to say in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I have to get ready to do my taxes, and so that will be a priority. But yeah, definitely in the next month for sure. But yeah, you can check that out. And all the links that I talked about today will be down there. If I left anything, certainly let me know in the comments or what you want to see or what you want me to talk about. And then, yeah, share this video with any aspiring nursing students, current students, or even just practicing clinicians who are looking to pivot or start over. Yeah, and they can always contact me here directly or on the Mahogany Dermatology blog. The blog is really the best place to get in touch with me because I get a direct message right away. I get notified right away that there's a message for me. So thank you so much for watching and for your patience while I was away. And so I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.